Yeah.
No practice today.
Those are so cute. Oh my god. So these are some rare plants. The silver dragon alocasia, a black velvet alocasia. There's a white wizard philo. Great names. Melanochrysum, melanochrysum philo, in a Phytonia nerve plant. Oh my god, Becky.
Exactly. Yes. Baskets, if we have any baskets, you can bring it up there.
Hello?
I'm just looking. You have nice things. I love all the succulents.
Yeah, me too.
And the tiny cactuses.
Yeah.
How much are those?
They are.
You know which one's outside?
Yeah, the 2-inch cactuses.
Yes.
$4.50.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Look at these little cactuses. Wow. Hello, everybody. Buenas tardes. Just ate coffee and flowers. I need a coffee. I think that's my bus, but it's okay. I'll walk. Um, hoping everybody's having a wonderful day. I missed the bus, but there's different types of buses. that go um my direction. So I have to decide if I want to walk and rant for a couple of blocks. We all need to walk, so maybe I'll just walk. I had a really nice Mexican breakfast at Colima's. This place over there, they have the rolled tacos because there's so many people go to that place. The food is very fresh. I don't see a bus nearby, so I'm gonna have to walk to another boulevard like a whore, like a prostitute. I'll have to walk to, well, this is an avenue, so maybe I'll walk to El Cajon Boulevard. I don't see a bus coming, and I don't see a bus coming. It's a beautiful day in America's finest city, San Diego, California. This street right here where I'm walking is one of the ugliest streets in the country. It's called Texas Street. Not just because the name is Texas, but because it is very wide, and there's not a lot of trees, as you can see, and it's just sounds danger. It sounds. I'm sorry, you can't hear the sound. I just don't like Texas Street. It's not very appealing. It's more appalling than appealing. Anyways, folks, this they made this house for dogs. Dog training, big and small. We train them all. Look at this. Cool. Anyways, this is the reason that I don't like this street. Because it's very weird. Like J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. I guess somebody got into a car accident. Look at those palm trees. I like the idea that they started over here and then ended over there. Sort of like a design. They're all sort of the same age. Ooh, how cute. This is a really sad street. Texas Street is a street that sort of like takes you from faster to one place to another, and then you have all the streets over here that are really nice. Everything that goes from west to east is nice, and everything that goes from south to north, it's like whatever. Throwback Thursday to 8 years ago, when Donald Trump was not in office yet, and he was fighting with Hillary Clinton, and apparently, well, obviously you know the story. He didn't win. She didn't win, but she would have won, obviously, because she won by millions of votes, but the electoral vote was handed down to the third. But the year that Biden won should have questioned why Donald Trump won when Hillary Clinton, he ran for her, because he should have lost, period. But see, Hillary Clinton, like a lot of the ladies that have sit in the White House, because people don't forget that. Remember, she was the wife of Hillary, obviously, so she was always with him in the White House. But the seat where she sat, where other ladies for over 150 years, except Melania Trump, because she's a whore and she's a prostitute. She was a whore, prostitute, model, and Donald Trump probably paid her. It doesn't look like they never had sex, probably just once. That's why he continued to hire prostitutes and never paid them. Hush money here and there. And I can't believe like that Diddy's in jail, but not Donald Trump. But you know what? In the future, they're gonna find out all the shit that he did with Melania, with all the cheating that he did with Melania, and so much shit is gonna be uncovered in the future when he's dead. It's 2 attempts for him assassinated by his own people. And now what I was trying to say about 8 years ago, well, because today's is Throwback Thursday. So 8 years ago, when Donald Trump won the office, what I was going to say about Hillary Clinton is she's a lady. And because she wouldn't do what Donald Trump did to Biden in the insurrection and destroying the Capitol, the own white people, supremacy at its best, destroy the Capitol. 4 years earlier, Hillary Clinton would have never, she just conceded because she's a lady. And all of the ladies are always going to be like that. But trust me, Kamala Harris, if she wins, if she doesn't win, I don't want her. I don't want Kamala Harris to. Well, if she doesn't win, but obviously she's gonna win. But if she didn't win the office, I would want her not to be like Hillary, because Hillary Clinton made a huge mistake. She should have had a recount. And then they would have discovered that there was more votes for her, and maybe by one slice vote, she should have won the electoral vote. Obviously, the electoral vote is very, it's very sad, because see, when they started all of this with the voting system hundreds of years ago, they never thought about population. They say, oh well, in this little redneck, in this little state, that nobody's gonna ever live on these states. But since back then, those people lived over there, and they didn't live over here, because basically the United States sort of like started in the northeast, like in that area of the world of New York. And so when they started this, they said, well, they never thought too much about it. So they just started with the electoral votes, and there's only 1,000 people in this little redneck. Everybody's gonna vote, you know. So whoever they vote, if we'll have like 5 electoral votes in this little redneck state. Well, now in those places that the not even 10,000 people live in, they still have that electoral vote. That's not the population of the United States, right? The population is Chicago, California, New York City, Florida, Texas. Texas is going blue. Florida is not going blue, but you have all the people who have been immigrated there that are ignorant, that don't speak any fucking English, and they don't know what Project 2025 is all about. Everybody who came from Cuba who thinks that Donald Trump is gonna make them a billionaire, you're going back to Cuba, folks. The border is not just in land, it's in sea. And anyways, the electoral vote is fucked up. So, but this time, the electoral vote is not going to side with Donald Trump. The electoral vote of the redneck states will stay with him, but there's so many definitely, obviously, you can't compare even 25% of the people who are 25% of the country who are Republicans is going to vote for 25% of Republicans going to vote for Trump, because not no more than 33%, no more than 33% of the 100% is going to vote for Donald Trump. And with Kamala Harris, she's going to win by millions and millions. It's going to be ridiculous. She's going to surpass Obama, the Obama vote. Because now, obviously, she has Taylor Swift. You don't need Oprah Winfrey on your side when you have Taylor Swift to support you. That's it, folks. You don't need Madonna. You don't need Beyonce. I'll just borrow Beyonce's Freedom, and then that's it. I don't need her. I just need Taylor Swift. So everything is moving along fabulously for the country and for democracy, because the democracy is part of the United States, where you cannot live in another type of a communism world, or even a slight, or should I say a slice of communism, because the United States, we are democracy. We're 100% democracy. Freedom of speech. They don't even think of all these things, of all the what it means to have the Statue of Liberty, what it means to have immigrant people. Just because when people think of immigrants, I always think of somebody picking tomatoes and potatoes and whatever from a farm to feed people. You know, that's very old-fashioned. That's old news, folks. The immigrants who cross the border who are illegal, they're not coming here to raise children that they don't have. They barely can fucking swim the river. They only come here to do what you can't do, is pick tomatoes and potatoes, so they can make ketchup, so your fart friend Donald Trump can eat fucking ketchup with his French fries, folks. French fries. I'm gonna get on the bus very soon, but I'm hoping that Hillary Clinton is not ashamed of never recalling the votes, because she's a very proud woman and she's very lady, unlike Melania Trump. She's very ladylike. She didn't go ahead and do it. But Kamala Harris, if there was some sort of sabotage, which I would believe, like with the electoral vote, that there was way too many for Donald Trump when there shouldn't be in some places, I would totally want Kamala Harris to do an electoral vote count again, and do a recount of the mayoral vote, which that kind of sucks, because it doesn't really matter if she has if she has a billion votes, and because it doesn't matter if the whole country is by her, siding with her, is the fucking electoral votes, and that's the only thing that sucks. Anyways, folks, but if Donald Trump lost to Biden 4 years ago, now it's going to be worse. Now it's going to be worse for Donald Trump, because there's going to be even the slight possibility of even having one more electoral vote for Kamala than Biden did last year, like 4 years ago, because it looks like it's going in that direction. And then with the majority of the vote, let's say that 33% would vote for Donald Trump, which they're not. All the voters in the country, they won't, not no more than 25% of the country is going to vote for Donald Trump. And let's say that 25%, right? Because at least 65% to 70% of the country will vote for Kamala Harris. But then remember that 4 years ago, the bloomers, the people who couldn't vote because they weren't even 18 yet, now they're 21 and 22, right? And these are millions and millions of people who don't know much about politics, but let me tell you one thing. They love Taylor Swift. They love the TikTok. They love that they can have the freedom to text. And when you mention that you are going to take things away from people that weren't born in your generation, they're not going to be able to understand you, and they don't give a fuck about you. The new generation of people do not want what's going on in other parts of the world, and not even in the south of the country, which meaning South of America, like Mexico and all the South America. Because even though that they have freedoms over there, they're not the same. So if you're gonna tell a little kid in America who's 21 years old that you hate Taylor Swift, and that you might ban TikTok, and that you might send immigrants away by the millions, because the first thing that this person is gonna think, oh shit, so does that mean that I have to go and pick up the tomatoes and the potatoes? Yeah, you have to, because you have to feed the country. You have to feed the pig in the office who only likes hamburgers and cheeseburgers. So anyways, this is the ugliest street in America, Texas Street. It is wide because there's like a sort of like a trafficy. I think I'm gonna take the bus soon, but I wouldn't mind. I'm enjoying the this little walk, and I have a lot of battery on my phone. This walk, I used to. It's Throwback Thursday, folks. That's why it says Throwback Thursday. I made a video earlier about JD Vance saying that he lied to the public about the people in Haiti eating the dogs and the cats. He lied. And Donald Trump has not said sorry to the Haitian people or the black community because, he's done shit like this before for decades. And people still eat it. They love it. Well, the ignorant people who love it and eat it are going to eat Kamala shit when she's in office after November the 6th. Well, January the 6th. The cool thing about January the 6th, well, there's been a lot of shit and chatter that there might be another insurrection. Can you believe it? But why would you have an insurrection when Biden is the president? Because that shit is not going to happen anymore, huh? No one is going to go and destroy the White House anymore. Trust me. That was first and the last time. Donald Trump is a disgrace to the whole planet. I think that the bus might be coming because there's people coming. Anyways, folks, I'm wearing a sweatshirt, but I almost want to walk this whole mountain that goes to the Starbucks. I have walked about a mile now, only because I wanted to be on live on the phone. I wanted to talk to you about something with the lies of Donald Trump and the eating of the dogs and the cats. Actually, it kind of made a really good song about it. I don't see any people eating cats or dogs here. This is a very athletic town, and Starkey and Hutch, his car is over there. Anyways, so I have really good battery and it's 2:33. So if I walk down, that's gonna be like a really good 15-minute walk. And it's sort of like a really good view. And I would have more time to talk shit about Donald Trump and the prostitute that might take the ladies' seat that has been taken of fine ladies in the White House for the past 200 years. We might have the prostitute come again. How disgusting to have that type of human in the office of the White House. I'm not going to get into too much about why Donald Trump is America's #1 racist, because there's so much to talk about. But I will say this: the ignorant people who don't know nothing about the United States and the history and what it stands for and the colors of the American flag and how do they came up with the American flag and the little details and the gift of the Statue of Liberty and who built the White House. Black slaves built the White House. And the only reason that Donald Trump mentions here and there things about that Abraham Lincoln would approve or whatever is because, first of all, he doesn't like Abraham Lincoln. You see, There's a lot of images that they found a couple of years ago that are now in the Smithsonian and in the Getty. They found a lot of images that have never be seen before of Abraham Lincoln sitting outside when they were doing the construction of the White House. He was sitting outside, he's sitting outside obviously with like 20 slaves, sort of like a little break. Somebody decided to take a picture that they were building this place that was going to be the White House. And Donald Trump and his clan, who went to destroy the White House on January the 6th, forgot something. They forgot that it wasn't the first time that white people who think they're entitled to all sorts of things, they have been destroying landmarks in communities ever since. If they had the opportunity, they would have burned down the White House. And guess what? For nothing. Because they don't have any pride, obviously. They don't know what pride is. If they had some kind of decency or morals, and most of the people that were there that destroyed the White House were all in a certain range, that they were probably born in the 1980s, like 70s and 80s. The older generation and the majority of the United States people would never desecrate anything of that, because we find it that there is so much value. There's so much value in the White House. There's more value in that pieces of wood and concrete than any fucking diamond or carat gold ring. Because the White House is the center of the heart. You don't have to go over there to be part of it. It's already there, and you already are born with it. And to have these people who are so-called patriots to go over there, first of all, what were they trying to do? Obviously, they're not trying to destroy the White House. They're trying to kill the person that's in there and get him out so Donald Trump can get in. Obviously, he was already there and he never said nothing. But just to make it a point that the White House was built by black slaves, no one else. They forgot, and people keep forgetting that the United States of America belonged to the Indians, not fucking pilgrims on the Mayflower or fucking Irish people. Well, we love Ireland. We love Ireland. We love the beer. We love the beer. We love Irish people. We love the butter. The Kerry butter is the best. I'm just trying to make it a point that why do they have to put black people down? Why do you have to invent, gossip, make lies? For what? For this little place in Springfield, Ohio, that has gone through some shit with the economy, It was almost abandoned. It looked like something from the fucking old west. And Haitians, because it has a large black community, which is Haitians, decided to basically sort of like adopt the place because the place was actually in ruins. The mayor of Springfield, Ohio, amongst many high position leaders, said that the Ohio was going through some major difficulties and that the economy has been lifted. But why do you make up a lie and say that they were eating cats and dogs, and it turns out to be ducks, and then it was all a lie. There was no fucking ducks. And then J.D. Vance said that a neo-Nazi told J.D. Vance, and that's how he started the rumor. And now it turns out that J.D. Vance just said that he made it all up. So it wasn't no ducks. It was no fucking neo-Nazi. It was all him. And then guess what? Since your sidekick is a fucking liar already, he sided with J.D. Vance, and after J.D. Vance told him to stop repeating it, he repeated it again and again and again. And guess what? No one was eating dogs and cats in Springfield, Ohio. But it is another way. The White House. Obviously, there's other topics that I would love to discuss, like Project 2025, in that J.D. Vance was actual one of the writers of Project 2025. He actually wrote it. The guy who came up with Project 2025, who was investigated by a undercover police, and you can see the videos of before Project 2025, but the United States government has been on their ass all the time for coming up with this pamphlet of thousands of rules for Project 2025, which is basically the Bible for Donald Trump. How is he going to make America great again with the American Heritage Foundation? I don't want to talk about that right now, but Project 2025 is a very serious situation. Donald Trump is not a serious situation because he is already almost downhill. Is that if Donald Trump gets in office or not, Project 2025 is part of the American Heritage Foundation, and they will always continue to make that book until somebody wins the office of the presidency, and they're going to go by the book of the Project 2025. And a lot of the people think it's part of Donald Trump. Well, it is part of Donald Trump, and he knows it, but he's just a liar. So anyways, folks, oh my God, I can't believe I just walked the whole mountain. Welcome to the historic communities of North Park and University Avenue. So, University Heights. So basically, I just gave you a whole fabulous historical walk on Texas Street, which actually ends right here. That's Texas Street, by the way. Texas Street actually begins here and ends exactly where I started. So maybe I should change the title of this video where Texas ends and begins. Anyways, folks, the weather here is so nice. It's like air conditioned, and actually, since it's Throwback Thursday, this road that you just saw that I just came down and I walked, well, when I used to go to the gym over there in like 2 decades ago, I used to run that hill every morning at 7 a.m. every morning, and I would run this whole road that takes you to all fashion in Mission Valley, and I would end on the gym, and then I always had a ride going from the gym back to the house. And I did that for many years. Anyways, I used to do a lot of photo shoots. Well, obviously I was a model. I used to do a lot of photo shoots for a lot of photographers that would come to San Diego because they saw me on the internet and they said that they want to take pictures of me. So a lot of them would just come over here to San Diego and stay in the hotels. And then I have some amazing photos of me. Some of them have been published in calendars. Sometimes one time they decided to put me on the cover of this calendar that almost looked like a Chippendales, but I wasn't tall or nothing, and I didn't have that kind of a body. But they said that because my face was so good looking that they wanted me to be on the cover and not necessarily be inside the book. Anyway, so but that was a long time ago. I haven't had a photo shoot in a long time. My last photo shoot was at the Hard Rock Hotel with my models. Anyways, folks, now I'm walking in Mission Valley because the bus that would take me to my warehouse because I'm gonna have a long day at work because of my Halloween, taking a lot of Halloween pictures of my costumes today. But the Starbucks is over there, and I just wanted to go to Starbucks. And then the bus right in front of the Starbucks takes me to my warehouse. But it is impossible to go from the mountain over there and over here because a lot of the people will never do it. Anyways, but this is part of, I've only did this once like a half a year ago, but it is an actually really nice walk. I wouldn't come here, obviously I wouldn't walk this at night, but this is Mission Valley. It's a beautiful day in America's finest city. I love that the clouds and that the air is sort of like air conditioned. But I can't believe that I used to walk, and sometimes I would jog from the gym all the way up the hill, and I did it for years. It was crazy. Anyways, I like to keep fit. Not really. I like to walk and do like sort of like power walks. Like today I'm doing this video, so I've been walking for 42 minutes. I think that a good walk for me is like about an hour plus, and then like a really good walk, like on a Sunday. I did, not this Sunday, I don't think so. Oh yeah, I did. It was like 2 hours, almost 3 hour walk. So anyways, folks, thanks for liking the video and subscribing to my channel. You know, this thing about Donald Trump, well, let's go prior Donald Trump with George Bush and the Bush family. Now, if you look at all them, they weren't so evil at the end of the day. I think it's more of the policies and the laws that they create, and the laws and policies that they do not want to support. I think that is very, well, it's always doing something to hurt somebody. And that somebody always ends up being me and you, or you and I. Um, anyway, so, but because of how the world is changing, the ignorance of climate change. The climate change situation is so scary because obviously, as you can see, even in North Carolina, where they never had so much water in 1,000 years, I was thinking, wait a minute, nobody fucking lived in fucking North Carolina 1,000 years ago. It was just like 3 Indians probably. So, but in respect to the weather people, is that in one day they did get a lot of inches of rain, and that was just one fucking day. Winter is not even here yet. Remember when Texas had this when Texas had that cold situation where things froze, and the governor went to vacation to Cancun, or I think it was him. Anyways, but you know that situation. I think that situation like that is going to come back, and it's not going to be in Texas. It's going to be somewhere else where maybe people are not used to the cold weather, like here in California. I just think, I'm not getting sidetracked, by the way, because it's Throwback Thursday. I'm just thinking, I'm ranting. It's my day. I love the weather. I just ate, so I'm kind of happy that I ate. People need to eat, folks. With Project 2025, they're going to take away people's food stamps completely. They're going to try to do everything possible to make your life miserable. And it doesn't matter if you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, a chola, or a fucking wacko jacko like Donald and Jay Vance. JD Vance sounds like a fucking like a nickname for a drag queen back in 1990s. Anyways, folks, with the whole thing of the climate change is sort of surreal. You know, I was listening to a 1-hour documentary. I was looking at it, obviously. I can actually put the link on this video. It's a documentary, an hour long, of climate change videos, interviews from climate change videos. Not that the Weather Channel has done, but like KPBS, or what is it, NPR, or 60 Minutes had basically what 60 Minutes has done is 60 Minutes put all of the best interviews that they have done on climate change since like the 80s or 90s or the 70s. They basically had like climate change people, exactly what they were saying about climate change in the 90s is exactly what's happening now, or even worse. And this whole thing about the degree or 2 degrees or 3 degrees even getting hotter is going to melt down your chocolate cake before your birthday party. I feel like that car is following me around. Anyways, can you believe it that I walked that mountain all the way over there, folks? I walked from the end to the beginning. Now I'm not even in the same area anymore. Now if there was a tsunami, it would take me away. But guess what? Not before I have my Starbucks. I'm here at the Starbucks. This is the bus stop. The bus stop comes every 30 minutes, I think, on a weekday. I'll have to check to see what time it comes. Let's see, because I don't want to miss this bus. Let me see what's going on, folks.